back for day 2 of our chalk project. Yesterday, I showed you examples that students have made and my example of an old project. Today, we're going to take that final copy drawing and we're going to turn that into a chalk pastel base. We're not going to worry about the background yet. We're just going to work on the actual dessert picture. I wish you the best of luck. I have a protective board down because that chalk is very, very staining. I would make sure that you're wearing an old t-shirt or something you don't care about, and make sure that you're protecting the surface that you're working on. I'm always going to start with the lightest colors. And for me, because I'm going to be blending a lot of this whipped cream and into highlights of the pie, I want to start with a base of white chalk. That's going to allow me to blend my light colors into a surface that is there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a base of white down there and a little bit of a base down on that piece of pie. Okay, and we can still use that dust a lot of times. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to take my clean finger, and I would keep a paper towel or a napkin around so that you can continually keep your hands clean. Another great way to keep your hands clean is if you have like a baby wipe. That's a really great way to clean up your hands quickly when you're doing chalks. And a way to prevent needing to clean up too much is to actually just work from the lightest color to the darkest color. So now this is the closest fit for me. So I'm gonna start with a really bit of light base here. And you know, where I can see my pencil line, that's a little dark for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that out so I don't have to deal with it later. Okay, I added a little bit of a shadow here, and I'm gonna do a lot more work on another day adding texture into the pie itself. But right now, my goal is just to get a base color down. So where there is a larger shadow, or you can see that most of a chunk is a certain color, this is a good time to do that, but I don't wanna overdo it. And we're not worrying about tiny little crumbs and details yet. Okay, and then I use my finger to blend, just like that. Leaving, for me, there's a highlight here along the edge of the pie. Okay, and then when I work in my whipped cream, I want to lighten my pencil a little bit first. This has to be a lot lighter because it's overall whipped cream is really bright and light, but it does have the shadow happening. And you can be really careful and get a gray going, but I barely touch it. I just put a few lines down and then I'm gonna blend so I actually don't see the lines at all. And that is like a really, really subtle gray. And while my finger still has a little bit on it, I can sort of smudge and add that into the other parts of it. Okay, now I'm gonna work on my crust, which is a little bit of a brighter, I'm sorry, a darker, but it has some highlights. So I'm gonna go around, but I'm gonna skip these little spots. And this is gonna have a little bit of both colors happening, both of the browns. You'll be reacting on, you know, whatever picture you pick. I think just seeing my process is still helpful, even though you might be working on a piece of chocolate cake or a piece of strawberry shortcake. You know, you might have found something really, or gotten something really different to work from. So that's my base. And now I'm gonna work in those lighter highlights where the light is hitting the crust. And working in these layers. Okay, and I'm gonna also put my little crumbs in over here. But I'm not gonna work on any details at this point. We're just getting our base colors down. Okay, that's our day 2.